video I wanted to emphasize the importance of agility training. So I know it's titled Combat Agility Training, but that's really what it is. Whether you're conducting concealed carry, defense or whatever, or you're in the military or in law enforcement, you are in a combative state when you're using a firearm for self-defense. So agility is being able to move at various speeds through space, and hopefully it's done with grace, but there's a lot of things that go into combat agility. So being able to move with good coordination and being able to move in the specific direction you want to go quickly is very important. But not only that, controlling your momentum and being able to apply explosive strength with that momentum and transfer it with explosive strength is very important. That's part of agility, being able to shift your body weight and control it. And then, of course, stability and control. I already talked about the control part, but the stability to where you're not just throwing raw strength in a different area. You're not just throwing your body weight nonchalantly. You're actually stabilizing and controlling it. You're controlling your momentum, and you're able to stop at any time. You're able to stabilize your body. Because if you without stability, you're just going to trip over your own feet during that movement or whatever. So being able to move quickly and being able to control it and stabilize your body, and then being able to slow down or just completely stop, that is agility. Your ability to control your movements and be able to conduct it quickly. So don't underestimate this, because maneuverability is survivability. You need to be able to maneuver. I'm not talking about the reload tango that people do on the flat range, or the little shifts they do when they're going to draw. That doesn't do anything. If you're actually going to perform a movement, it needs to be done with cover or some kind of barrier that's actually going to give you an advantage. If you're going to move, it's got to be with a purpose, and that's what I'm talking about. This is under the concept that you're moving with a purpose. You need to be able to do it explosively, and you need to be able to control it. So once you get to that area you want to be in, you need to be able to shift positions. Maybe it's a jersey barrier where you're actually going to perform a kneeling. You're going to actually get down behind it as quickly as possible and control your descent in a way that's not going to cause injury. Like if you're wearing a lot of body armor, not a lot of body armor, but if you're wearing body armor and you have a lot of crap on your plate carrier and you don't have much around your pelvic girdle or lower, then your body's balance is offset, so you're going to put a lot of strain on your core, and a lot of responsibility is going to be on your core and your back in order to stabilize you. These muscles are not really meant necessarily for, if you don't build them, that is, it's not really meant to carry all that much weight and be able to transfer it and control it unless you train with it. And a lot of people don't. So that's where you get a lot of people in the military who have back injuries, and that didn't really necessarily come around as being a vogue thing until we started throwing shit on our plate carriers and throwing people overseas to where they're having to actually maneuver and run around a lot with shit on their plate carrier but nothing around their pelvic girdle. So, history has shown that the chest rig has probably been one of the more detrimental things to people's backs. But anyways, these are all qualities that we got to have when we're using agility in combat. We have to have these features. We need to have or traits, I guess you could say. So these are all things that are being applied, and we need to train our body accordingly. So we need to have a good respect for our need to be agile, and our need to train our body to be agile and practice agility with gear, without gear. That's why gymnastics was a big thing in, like Spartan training. I don't really like using Sparta as a great example. People follow it a little too much, and it's like they don't even understand the history. But anyways, they were more committed to gymnastic ability because it had to do with, gymnastics is really big on control, on agility. Your ability to maneuver yourself and control your body. And even when they were wearing the crapload of armor they still had to use that agility. They still had to have that conscious awareness of how they were going to control their body and their momentum and be able to shift formations and stuff like that and move quickly to respond to different threats. So it was very handy, and it is still handy today. with all of our equipment and stuff, we need to perform coordinated movements with other people, and timing is everything. So we do need to move fast with speed and intensity. So do not neglect your agility training. And my recommendation is to use your combat load, even if that's your concealed carry load, because if you have certain things in your pockets in certain areas, it can limit mobility of certain limbs, or it can limit maneuverability by limiting range of motion of certain in certain ways. So practicing with that and knowing it, and then working with that to overcome it, is very vital. So even if you're just doing this for concealed carry or whatever, this is very important stuff, so we can't neglect that. But anyways, that's just my opinion. I hope you like this video. Go ahead and leave a comment below, and you guys have a good one.